Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Happy to be with you again on this Sabbath. We're changing our class days on Fridays so that everybody would be able to subscribe, give everybody a chance to get home from work so that they can participate in the class. And so today, our title for today is The Bible is One Book, Not Old or Not New. You see, it's always where they say, well, the Old Testament or the New Testament, but they forget about the Apocrypha. They say the Apocrypha has no business even being mentioned with the Bible. But this evening, we're going to give you evidence and confirm the myth and the lies that the Apocrypha shouldn't be in the Bible. We're going to show you that it is the Bible. Am I right about it, class?
That's right.
And so without any further ado or anything, we're going to have our brother Yoram. He's with us today, as well as our sister Hanaya.
Shalom.
They're going to be doing some reading for us today so we can clarify the lies that has been told to us about the Apocrypha. So let's get going, brother.
First Ezra chapter 3 verse 18.
Read.
And he said, thus, O ye man, how exceeding strong is wine, it causeth all men to err that drink it.
See, that's because when you don't do things in moderation, like our God Yahweh told us that we should do those things in moderation. And so when we don't do those things in moderation, it takes us out of the character of who we are. We may not even be that kind of person, but once we start to drinking and we continue to drink and overindulge, then we start to having an attitude and a personality that some people may have never seen before. Because alcohol, if you don't do it right, if you don't do it in moderation, it can cause you to have a lot of problems. And so we're going to have our sister, she's going to read. What we're doing today, he just read that scripture out of the Apocrypha. And so now she's getting ready to read out of the other part of the Bible so we can show you that there is kinship of this book with the rest of the Bible. Go ahead, sister.
Isaiah chapter 5, verse 11.
Read.
Woe unto them that rise up early.
Woe unto them that rise up early.
In the morning.
Uh-huh.
That they may follow strong drinks.
That they may follow strong drinks.
That continue until night.
That they do it from the time they get up and they continue all day long. Read.
Till wine inflame them.
To wine inflame them. To wine consumes them. To wine cause them to hurt someone. Have them to someone hurt them. Or cause them to say something that they shouldn't have said. A lot of times when people are drinking and they get drunk, they know exactly what they are saying. It's just an excuse for them to be able to say it without getting a big time rebuttal. You see, that's all it is. They know what they're doing. They just want to play that game with you. Read what you got, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 verse 9.
Read.
For the Lord's portion.
For the Lord's portion, read.
Is his people.
Is his people.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
It says, for the Lord's portion is his people. And Jacob is the lot of the inheritance. You see, it was an inheritance form in the book of Jeremiah 31 and 31. Also in the book of Hebrews 8 and 8. It was talking about the different covenants, but it all boiled down to one covenant. It was the same covenant with the same people. It didn't change. You see, a lot of people try to make God seem like he changing and stuff. No, you changing, and you changing with the times. God does not change. His word stays the same. So when people go to telling you that times are changing, times are changing. But God is not changing. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. And his word have just as much merit yesterday that it does today. And so we're going to make sure that you know what this apocrypha is. See, because the Roman Catholic, the white folks in them Catholic churches, they know about this apocrypha. They know about everything. Why you don't know about it? Because you're so naive and you're always quick to always holler about this is the white man book and the white man wrote this and the white man did that. Always giving the white man all this credit, but this is your history book.
That's right.
This book condemns the white man. The white man don't even have no business putting his hands on this Bible. This is not a religious book. This is your history book that you're trying to give to someone that already stole it from you and got you in a docile state that you in today. Hard for you to come back to what? Your trueness, the true word of God, because you've been taught lies from your birth, from the womb and to the tomb. That's where you're going to go back if you don't change your wicked ways and start reading this whole Bible.
That's right.
Read what you got, brother. Sister.
Sirach, chapter 17, verse 17.
We're going to show you. The Bible just said it, talking about the Lord's portion in Deuteronomy chapter 32 and 9. Now she's reading what, sister?
Sirach, chapter 17, verse 17. Sirach, chapter 17, verse 17.
Read.
For in the division of the nations
Uh-huh.
of the whole earth,
Uh-huh.
he set a ruler over every people,
Uh-huh.
but Israel is the Lord's portion.
But Israel is what, sister?
The Lord's portion.
Just what Brother Yoram just got through reading in the book of Deuteronomy 32 and 9. And we're telling you right now in Sirach 17 and 17. Read that one more time for me, sister.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth,
Uh-huh.
he set a ruler over every people,
He said a ruler over every people,
but Israel
but Israel
is the Lord's
is
portion.
the Lord's portion. See, he's going to take care of you, Israel.
That's right.
You don't need to have to worry about anybody else taking care of you. You are the Lord's portion. He's concerned about you, Israel, from Genesis to Revelation. He's concerned about you. He's not mentioning any other nation whatsoever. He's saying Israel. Said Israel and Jacob is the Lord's portion. When are you going to get it in your head that he's talking to you and only you, and that this Bible is only for you and it's written to you from your ancestors?
That's right.
Read what you got, brother.
Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7.
Uh-huh.
Remember the days of old.
The Bible say, remember the days of old. But why they always hollering about, oh, you got to forget about that. They don't want you to forget about 9/11. Every year they make sure that you remember 9/11 from the day that it happened all the way up until it's coming up again next month. 9/11. But they want you to forget about your history. You want you to forget about the things that has been done to you, but they don't want you to forget about that. Read on, brother.
Consider the years of many generations.
Consider all the things that have happened from generation to generation. Read.
Ask thy father,
Uh-huh.
and he will shew thee
Uh-huh.
thy elders, and they will tell thee.
That's right. You see? But they don't want you to do that. They want you to forget about it all. They let you know that they don't care anything about you. They think you ain't nothing. And you right along with them. Because every time somebody want to bring that up or show a picture, well, that happened a long time ago. 9/11 happened a long time ago too. But what happened? They make sure it stay fresh in your mind. And the government is the one that did it. Trying to put it on some other people, but the government did it. They are snakes. They are low down, dirty vipers. That's what they are. And we are here to call them out through these scriptures to verify that they are liars. And they tell you lies and they teach lies through your pastors, through your grandmama, and all your other jive line relatives that don't want to acknowledge that they've been taught wrong. But they continue on in a weary, docile, low state of mind. And they're not trying to change it. And some of them know, but they don't care. Because you know why? if they start to taking heed, then they're going to have to change. And they're comfortable with the way that they're living now. So they don't want to change. They what? Sin on top of sin on top of sin. Read what you got.
Sirach, chapter 2, verse 11.
Sirach chapter 2 and 11. Read that, sister.
For the Lord is full of compassion.
He's full of what?
Compassion.
He's full of compassion. Read.
And mercy. Long suffering.
Read.
And very pitiful. And forgiveness. Select, forgiveth sins. And saveth in time of affliction.
Read Sirach 2 and 10, sister.
Select. Chapter 2, verse 10.
Read.
Look at the generations of old.
See, there you go. There you go again. Like he told you in Deuteronomy 32 and 7. He telling you what, sister?
Look at the generation of old.
Look at the generation of old. Read.
And see.
Did
Did ever any trust in the Lord?
Did any trust in the Lord?
And was confounded?
And what? Was not uninformed. Read.
Or did any abide in his fear? And was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that calleth upon him?
Stop trying to call our God a liar. Read that again, sister.
Look at the generation of old.
Look at the generation of old.
And see, did ever any trust in the Lord?
Did any of them trust in the Lord?
Was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear? And forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?
If you called upon his name and you kept them laws, statutes, and commandments, you called upon his name, he listened and he heard you. He did not turn a deaf ear towards you. So what? They won't want you to know these things. They don't want you to know who he's talking to. They're trying to tell you he's talking to everybody. But the Bible don't say that he's talking to everybody. He's telling you about the Israelites. That's who he's talking to. He's not talking to everybody. Your pastor's lying, your grandmama's lying, and anybody else that said different, they are lying as well. Because he's only talking to the tribe of Israel. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. That's who he was talking to. Paul was dealing with what? The southern kingdom. Peter was dealing with what? The southern kingdom. And Paul was dealing with the northern kingdom. But they're not going to tell you that in this church, in churches. They're going to keep you docile. They're not going to tell you the truth because they don't know the truth themselves. Read.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 111.
Read, brother.
Thy testimonies have I taken as in heritage.
That he did what?
Thy testimony have I taken as in heritage.
As an heritage. Read.
Forever, for they are the rejoicing of my heart.
Why are they a rejoicing of the heart? Because they are the law, statutes, and commandments. These are the testimonies. That is what? They is our heritage. What is a heritage? A heritage is something that is passed down to you that is supposed to what? Endure and last for what? Forever. It don't change. It don't change hands. It's staying in that same clan. No matter if it's 100 years, 200 years, 300 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 generations. It stays in that clan. Read that again, brother.
Psalms chapter 119, verse 111.
Read, brother.
Thy testimony have I taken as in heritage.
Thy testimony has I taken as a heritage.
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
No, just for a little while.
Forever.
Read.
For they are the rejoicing of my heart.
Because if I keep them, I'm above all people on the face of the earth. Right. If I keep them, the covenant that was formed with my ancestors, it what will continue to pass down to me. Because what? It is my heritage. It belonged to me and no one else. It don't belong to the white man. It don't belong to the Japanese man. It don't belong to the African man. It don't belong to the Russian man. It only belongs to your kindred. Read what you got, my sister.
Sirach, chapter 17, verse 11.
Read.
Beside this, he gave them knowledge.
He gave them what?
Knowledge. And the law of life.
And the law of what?
Life.
Read.
For an inheritance.
No, he gave it to them just to be giving it to them.
For an inheritance.
Read that again, sister. See, you got to understand what this Bible is saying. This Bible is one book, not no old, not no new. That's where they get you confused at. They tell you one book is not, it's not in existence. You don't have to worry about that. They say about the Old Testament. But then you up under the New Testament because of the new covenant. The new covenant is the same covenant that was in the old covenant. In Jeremiah 31 and 31, it tells you about they were speaking about in the old covenant, and it tells you the same thing in the book, what? Of Hebrew 8 and 8. It's the same identical thing. So if you don't know anything about this Old Testament, you're going to be dumb and docile when it comes to learning about these new scriptures in the New Testament. Because it's a regurgitation of the Old Testament. That's all the New Testament is. Read what you got. Read. Yes, ma'am, please.
Beside this, he gave them knowledge.
Gave them knowledge.
And the law of life.
And the law of life.
For an inheritance.
See, those testimonies that Brother Yoram just read, those were the laws of life. He gave them to you what? For an heritage. Yes. For you to keep them. So that you can live. So your life could be prosperous. So that you'll be above all people on the face of the earth. But they tell you that the laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with so they can keep you in sin. So you can go to hell. You see what I'm saying? It's time for us to wake up, Israel. It's time for us to start to seeing what that has been done to us. It's time to start to waking up so that we can what? Rightly claim our heritage and our what? The covenants. That's right. And the promises. And the glory. That's right. And the blessings. That's right. All that God has for us, it's time for us to start claiming it and stop giving it to other people. Let's keep these laws, statutes, and commandments so God can give us back our rightful things. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 17.
Read, brother.
There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
There should be no what?
There should be no whore of the daughters of Israel.
All these other people, they can be whores all they want to. But the Bible says there should be no what, brother?
No whores of the daughters of Israel.
They ain't got no business being no whores. Ain't no brothers got no business whoring our sisters out. Ain't no sisters got no business going out there setting their body and being a whore. Read on, brother.
Nor a sodomite.
Nor what?
Nor a sodomite.
Nor no sissy or faggots.
Of the sons of Israel.
Of the sons of Israel. That is not our culture. That is not our thing. That is not something that we was accustomed to. That is something that we did when we start ending our oppressor and start choosing their ways. The Bible tells us in the book of what? Proverbs 3 and 31. It say, envy not our oppressor and choose none of their ways. When a woman going out there wanting to be a whore and a prostitute, she's envying her oppressor. When we got our brothers going out there wanting to be faggots and homosexuals and everything, but they are envying their oppressor because the white men are born homosexuals. Read.
Sirach, chapter 19, verse 2.
Read, sister.
Wine and women will make men understanding to fall away.
It said that it would make men understand. That means that the men that was understanding, they was in the law, statutes, and commandments. But the woman would do what, sister?
Wine and women will make men of understanding.
Will make men of understanding what?
To fall away.
Read.
And he that cleaveth to harlots.
He that cleaveth to hoes, because they ain't got no business being no hoe no way. Read.
Will become impudent.
See, he ain't gonna be nothing. He's docile. He ain't gonna be nothing. Why? Because he let a woman, a hoe. As a matter of fact, when the book of Deuteronomy 23 and 17 just told us that it should be no what? No whores. Or no sodomite. That's right. This is what this script is talking about. You see how this Bible, you see how this apocrypha is the Bible, Israel? Stop listening to what people that don't know, that don't do their research and don't know what's going on. Stop listening to them because they lead you to the lake of fire. Read.
Tobit chapter 4, verse 12.
Read that, brother.
Beware of all whoredom.
Beware of all what?
Beware of all whoredom.
Beware of all whoredom.
My son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Read that again, brother.
Tobit chapter 4, verse 12.
Read.
Beware of all whoredom.
See, he's saying it again. Beware of all whoredom.
My son, and chiefly take a wife of the seed of thy fathers.
Read.
And take not a strange woman.
That's right. Read.
To a wife. Which is not of thy father's tribe.
Read on.
For we are the children of the prophets. Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Wait a minute. He say Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You sure the white man ain't in there? You sure the Vietnamese man ain't in there? You sure the East Indian ain't in there? Read.
Remember, my son, that our fathers from the beginning, even they are married wives of their own kindred.
See, they're marrying wives of their own kindred. Read, brother.
And were blessed.
And they were what?
Were blessed.
They were cursed.
Blessed.
Read.
In their children. And their seed shall inherit the land.
See, their seed shall inherit the land. Because you don't want them stacking other people, mixing with you. Because if they do, you're not going to be able to inherit the land that the Lord thy God gave to you for an inheritance. You ain't going to be able to even have it. Because he don't want them defiling the land. Because they already defiled the land already. Read what you got, sister.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Wait a minute. What you say?
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Read.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Thy daughter shall not give to his son.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Read.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
See, you're going to die. You see, because the first time you started having sex with them and everything and having these kids with them, what you going to do? You're going to fall in love with them. Now you got these feelings for them. Now what's happening? Whatever they say, go. Me and Yoel was at the mall yesterday, and we saw how this lady was talking to whoever he was, boyfriend, husband, whatever, but he wasn't our nation of people. But it just goes to show how in America that they have let the woman know that, tell the woman things that, oh, you are in charge, or you the one that wear the pants, and all this and that. But there is no 50-50 in our kingdom. There's no 50-50 in the Israelites. No custom that's 50-50. The man that is a righteous, holy, and spiritual man, he's the leader of his family. Because he take care of his family. He make right decisions for his family. And he's not going to put his family in any danger. And so when you start to dealing with other nation of people, you start to follow the tradition and the custom that woman is about. And now what happened? You kindle a fire in your God and cause him to have anger and wrath for you. And now what? You are going to die. Because what? You choosing death rather than life. Read.
1 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 14.
Read, brother.
And Adam was not deceived.
Adam what?
And Adam was not deceived.
Read.
But the woman being deceived was in the transgression.
The woman that was being deceived, she was in transgression. What? Transgression is what? It's sin. And sin is what? The transgression of the law. So it was the woman. But the white man telling you that you can get up there in the pulpit, you can preach, that you can be in charge. If they come into your house and if they see a size 12 shoe in your house, they gonna take all your benefits from you. That man can't be in the house because the white man is your lover now. Read. That was it? Yeah. Read, sister, what you got?
Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24.
Read.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin.
Of the woman came the beginning of what, sister?
Sin.
Read.
And through her we all die.
And through her we what?
We all die.
Read that again, sister.
Of the woman came the beginning of sin.
Uh-huh.
And through her we all die.
See, it wasn't Adam that it came through sin. It was the woman. That sin came through the woman. And because of that, what? We all die. Why do we die? We die because of the woman. So why do you think that God is not trusting you with his word to get up in there and hollering about you going to be a preacher and hollering about you jumping up and down and shouting all around in the church, but you ain't got no business being in anyway. And God, what you think God going to trust you after what you caused? He's not going to trust you. So what? You need to come out of those pulpits, take off that robe and put on a dress and listen to your Israelite husband. Read.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 27, verse 24.
Read.
I have hated many things.
You say what?
I have hated many things.
See, everybody hollering about God don't hate. God love everybody. He love you know what? They say God hates the sinner, the sin, but loves the sinner. And that's another lie. Read, brother.
But nothing like him.
Nothing like the white man, Esau. Read.
For the Lord will hate him.
The Lord will hate. Read that again, brother.
Sirach chapter 27, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
I have hated many things.
He said, I've hated many things. So the Lord does hate. Read.
But nothing like him.
But nothing like that white devil. Read.
For the Lord will hate him.
For the Lord will hate him. You see? So your preacher telling you God love everybody and Jesus, and for God so loved the world and all that stuff. Y'all don't even know what's going on. Y'all, that's a slave man doctrine. That's what's happening. The same doctrine that your ancestors were taught when they came over here. It's the same doctrine that you are falling for today. And that doctrine is getting weaker and weaker and weaker because Israel's eyes is getting wider and wider and wider, and it's on all four corners of the earth that this here truth is being told. So you can't deceive us anymore with your plain doctrine. Read.
Romans chapter 9, verse 13.
Read, sister.
As it is written.
As it is what?
As it is written.
That means that it's been written somewhere else in the Bible. Read.
Jacob have I loved.
Wait a minute. He said who?
Jacob have I loved.
No, it's got to be somebody else.
Jacob have I loved.
Read.
But Esau have I hated.
He said, Esau have I hated. Read on, sister.
What shall we say then?
What should we say then? What, do you got a problem now with God? Read.
Is there unrighteousness with God?
Is there unrighteousness with God because he hates somebody? Read.
God forbid.
No. Read.
For he had to Moses, for he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy.
He has all power in his hand, and he said that he will have mercy on who he want to have mercy on. So who are you to doubt and say something against what God has said and try to change it? Read.
And I will have compassion on whom I have compassion.
The Israelites.
That's right.
See, this Bible is one book. Ain't no Old, Ain't no new. I've never known anybody to be able to get some clarity out of the Bible or out of any book that you open from the middle or you open almost to the end and get all what it has for you. See how dumb and docile and stupid you've been, Israel? You think that you can open up this Bible in the end, the last part of the Bible, and get an understanding on everything because you believe what they tell you. You don't read the Bible for yourself. You go to the church, which you ain't got no business in there anyway, and you let someone dictate to you, you can't do this. Well, Pastor, I didn't understand that scripture. Can I ask a question? No, you can't do that because they have you there to program you. That's why you are there. You are there to be programmed so that you can what? Program your children. And your children can program their children. And you continue to be the same way that our people was when they came over here on those slave ships. Still docile and dumb, Israel. Wake up. It's high time that we wake up because our salvation is closer now than it was before. Read what you got.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8.
Whoa, come on with Joshua 1 and 8, brother.
This book of the law
Uh-huh.
shall not depart out of thy mouth.
This book of what? What kind of book this is? Read.
But
Read from the beginning.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8.
Uh-huh.
This book of the law.
You see, this is a book of laws.
That's right.
This ain't no book about you going to the church and they telling you got to do this. They read you 2 or 3 scriptures and that's it. And you go to church and you come back dumb next Sunday and go back home dumb and come back again. It's just a revolving door. You continue to be dumb. Read.
Shall not depart out of thy mouth.
This book should not depart out of thy mouth. That means you're supposed to continue to speak this, live this, teach this to your children and your children's children and all your kindred. Read.
But thou shalt meditate therein.
Meditate therein. Read.
Day and night.
Huh?
Day and night.
When?
Day and night.
Read.
That thy mayest observe to do according to all that is written.
Just some of the stuff.
To
all that
is written.
Read.
Therein.
For
then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
You gonna make your way what?
Prosperous.
You're gonna make your way prosperous. You see, if you keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, if you meditate on them day and night, if you let them come out your mouth, if you be a teacher, if you teaching his word, because whoever's teaching his word, they're gonna have a right to the kingdom. But the ones that are not keeping this word, they're not gonna have a right to the kingdom. He said you got to meditate on this word and you got to do those things. So what? That you may prosper. You may live right. You may live good. You may not have to want for nothing because God, our God, Yahweh, he's going to supply all our needs. Yes. Read what you got, sister. Read, brother.
And then thou shalt have good success.
And good success. That means nothing that you do, you're going to fail. You're going to be victorious in everything that you do. Because why? You do those things that are pleasing to your God. That's right. Read what you got for me, sister.
Baruch chapter 4, verse 1. This is the book of the commandments.
Wait a minute. Read.
This is the book of the commandments
Read.
Of God and the law that endureth forever.
How long does this law endure?
Forever.
We got to do this forever. We can't just do this for no little time period. We can't believe people when they say this laws are done away with. Read.
And all they that keep it shall come to life.
All those that keep it shall live. Read.
But such as leave it shall die.
They shall what?
Shall die.
No, they're going to be all right.
Shall die.
They're going to be able to prosper.
Shall die.
Read.
Turn thee, O Jacob.
Turn thee, O who?
Jacob.
No, the whole world.
Jacob.
Read.
And take hold of it. Walk in the presence.
Do what?
Walk in the presence.
Live it. Read.
Of the light thereof. That thou mayest be illuminated.
That you may be magnified. That you may be lit up. Read.
Give not thy honor to another.
Read.
Nor the things that are profitable.
Read.
Unto thee to a strange nation.
Don't give it to nobody else. Don't give what God has for you to nobody else. Especially these other stinking nations. He chose what? He created 18 nations, but he only chose one. Why do you think they hate you? Because he chose you. That's why they're killing you out there in the streets now, because that's the only get back they got. But they will have a recompense. They will have to answer to our God for the mistreatment of his people.
That's right.
Read what you got, brother.
Revelation chapter 22 and verse 19.
Read, brother.
And if any man shall take away from the words of the book of this prophecy.
Wait a minute. Read that again, brother. I don't think I heard that right. Read.
Revelation chapter 22, verse 19. And if any man shall take away from the words of the book.
If you try to tell a lie, if you try to add other people into this promise, if you're doing all those things and taking these scriptures out and then adding your own scriptures and reading and making these other Bibles and stuff, read, brother.
Of this prophecy.
God
should take away his part out of the book of life.
You're going to be in the lake of fire. You're going to hell. See, that's what's going to happen to you. You're going to hell. You're going to be blotted out from the book. So when you get to open the book up, you ain't going to even see your name. Because you're going to be blotted out. You're going to be in the lake of fire that burn with fire and brimstone. Read.
And out of the holy city, and from the things which are written in this book.
What's the holy city? The new kingdom, Jerusalem. You're going to be excluded from it. Admission denied. That's what's going to happen to you. Read what you got, sister.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word.
You should not add to this word.
Which I command you.
It's a commandment. Read.
Neither shall ye diminish.
Neither shall you take away.
Out from it. That ye may keep the commandments.
See.
Of the Lord your God. Which I command you.
That he command you. Don't you let nobody tell you that this word is done away with. Don't let nobody tell you that you ain't got to keep these commandments no more. You better check them out. You better see what they motive is, because they telling you something that's going to put you in the fire line. You know how you be at school in the lunch line when we were little kids? We used to be in the lunch line. You're going to be in the fire line the same way, wait for that heat to burn your ass up. That's what's going to happen to you. And I have a scripture that I want to end this with. It is my favorite scripture. And it's in the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 38. And this is my favorite scripture because, I always ask a Christian, do you believe in God? Do you believe what God's word says? I ask Christianity people. And they always say, yeah. I believe everything what the Bible says. I believe what the word says about God. And then when I read this right here, in the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 38. And it says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said. You see, that's how you be able to get them folks, because if they believe like the scripture said, see, but they tell you, yeah, I believe what the scripture say about God. But when you start to read the scriptures of this Bible to them, they have what? A difference. They don't believe it. You see, because they are programmed in their docile teaching. And it tells you, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, not the preacher, not the seminary school, not the Sunday school teacher, not Wednesday night Bible study, not the Tuesday people, not the vacation Bible study. But if you believe on me, this is Yahushua speaking. This is in red. This is Yahushua speaking. He said, he that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. The law, statutes, and commandments. How to love your brother. How not to have hate in your heart. How to love your wife. How to love your children. How to get respect from your wife and your children. How to be safe no matter where it is that you go. How to prosper no matter what it is that you do. How to have success no matter what you strive for. You will have that success. And those are the things that we have to do. What it is that the scripture says. And with that, I say Shabbat Shalom. Peace to Israel and death to America and all that love it. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, Israelites Not Equalites.